Previously on the Death Saving Bros podcast. Manny's surge that he just built falls off the desk, and the piece that Professor Kane had put in place for you, there is actually a slip of paper tucked inside, and you can see cramped handwriting that says, "As you may know, I am under investigation for the illness that struck this campus. I am innocent. I believe that Dean Livia is behind this."
We're streamlining.
Keep this note in mind. In a week, we're meeting Pregame. But until then, let's go, I guess, win Pirate Cross.
Oh, yeah.
You see Kyrasta. What brings you down here?
Oh, you haven't heard? That we have a Pirate Cross match coming up and need to pick up our gear.
Guns. Well, just me. And just one gun.
And Dean Doval walks in behind you. And then the other two, Milo and Manny, will both get the level 4 surge. Coach Rolta comes through the door and says, "We're going to hit the teleportation circle. We're going to touch down in Asbira, and then we're going to have 2 days where we're going to practice." And she leads you into a large stone room. And there is a flash of light, and then you're standing in another stone room. A gentleman walks up to you. "My name is Headmaster Tariq Sarim, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Daunt, the Danikesh University of Arcane and Natural Trades."
Hello. I offer up some knucks.
He bumps fists.
You just met this person, you're gonna knuck him?
That's what they do in Danikesh. Do we want to jump right into a practice here, or kind of use our time
Manny,
here?
I've never loved you more. Get your gear. Let's go down to that field. All right, first things first. We know Thad is our batter. Who is going to be our pitcher?
I guess I'll be the fucking pitcher.
You will be
I'm
our
not
pitcher.
playing, but I guess I
Dick's
could be the
Insider.
pitcher.
So you throw your pitch. Thad swings, he misses, and Coach Rolta goes, "Oh my God, where have you been all my life? All right. That's enough for now."
Can we, at the end of practice, go shower up and take a long rest?
Welcome to another episode of the Death Saving Bros podcast. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Paul Camper. With me today, I have Brad Renfro.
The tavern band fired their half-elf drummer because she couldn't keep a beat, so they replaced her with a metro gnome.
All right.
That hurts me.
Matt Smith.
What race is best at fractions? Halflings.
All right. I see the trend here. Brad Richards.
Trend ruined.
Yeah, I'm not following that fucking shit. I got no gnome, elf, halfling jokes for you, Paul.
And last but not least, we've got Ben Renfro.
Usually, I'm the one to fuck up the wholesome jokes, but you know what? Usually it goes them two first. Brad, then Matt, or something.
It never
and then
goes
me
that way.
to make a dick joke, and then you just making fun of my dick joke.
It always starts with you.
No, because I've been the one ruining all the wholesomeness.
No.
Well, let me just say that my dick deserves to be throttled at...
You've definitely used throttling.
No, I
before.
used throbbing. I don't know if I've ever used throttling.
100% I've used throttling.
I'm checking my sheet.
You could check any sheet in the world. I know you've talked about throttling your own penis before.
No, I don't
Because I've
think...
throttled it a time or two myself.
It's
No,
probably
I
just
don't
pillow
think-
talk.
I don't think my dick has been throttled yet.
I'm
But
surprised
it
you
should
have
be.
any dick left to be throttled.
Yeah, after all this chafing that's gone on all these weeks.
You lose a little after every throttling.
You need to wring it like it's the neck of an especially unruly goose.
I'm surprised
I mean, all good descriptions of my penis right now, guys, because I'm excited to be doing this here with you
shocking
boys.
the shit out of your chicken right now.
And
Yeah.
this thing that we are doing today is recording our D&D 5th edition actual play podcast. And we are picking up where we left off last episode in Danikesh at the Danikeshian Arcane University for Natural Trades. I originally said that it was called Daunt, and I realized that Arcane and University were in the wrong spot. Thank you, Matt. So we just switched them.
You're dumb.
Yeah, I'm dumb. But anyways, you guys are at the Danakeshian Arcane University for National Trades, about to play your first Pyrocross match against the Danakeshian team. You have 1 day until the match itself. Yesterday / last episode, you guys were out practicing on the field. And this morning, Coach Rolta came and woke you all up, banged on your door, and said, "Boys, get downstairs. We need to have a huddle breakfast. That means carbo loading, protein punching. I don't know what that version of whatever. You come have a big breakfast and we're going to talk strategy. All right? Get your ass down there in 5.
And punch each other's ball sacks at breakfast.
Can't wait.
Are they serving Ben's beans at breakfast specifically?
All right. We're stopping this now.
You started it.
No, Brad started it.
Don't you blame him for your beans?
If you listeners want to know what Ben's beans are about, head over to patreon.com/deathsavingbros to check out the bloopers for this episode.
Head over to onlyfans.com/Ben's beans.
Just close-up shots, nothing else.
All right. Manny wakes up. Another day. Let's get the day started. And I roll out of bed. Jump down from the top bunk, hop off the bed to the floor. Big shake of the room.
Do they have bunk beds here?
Yeah, I would imagine they put us in bunk beds, right?
Sure, for the sake of your morning routine, you are being housed in a room that has a single window that overlooks the city with the coastline of Danakesh out in the distance. It is the city of Asbira, and the coastline is the edge of the southern sea. But the room does have 2 sets of bunk beds and a closet, so Manny does jump from the top bunk per usual.
All right. Thad. Thad, wake up.
And all my limbs and my head spring out of my shell instantaneously.
You ready to do this?
Let's go.
And I just grab the bed and start rattling it, like aggressively, just to get him rocking back and forth.
On one especially big rock, I would like to fling myself through the air and attempt to land on either my feet or at least my front.
Okay, give me a dexterity roll. Acrobatics.
I'm trained in acrobatics specifically for this. Some big boy numbers. It's going to be a 27.
Damn.
You stick the landing.
Very good. That looking in top shape for the upcoming games. It seems that the fact we're playing again has got some new life in you.
Hell yeah.
All right, Milo,
Eh?
time to get up.
Okay.
Are you on the top or bottom bunk? You're a top, right?
Yeah.
What was that?
He's the top. Dixon's the power bottom. All right, Milo, climb on down. Dixon cider. Dixon.
Eat dicks.
Dad, grab the one end of the bed. I'll grab the other. We'll pick it up and we'll dump him.
All right.
All right, we do that.
Hoist.
And Dixon goes spilling out of the bed.
And I shoot back into my shell.
I am aroused from my sleep with hand axes in my hands.
You sleep holding those?
What's it to you?
No, nothing. It's cool. Oh, did you spring out of the way because the door is? You gotta watch out because he throws a hand axe at the door every morning.
Yep,
and you knew when you were at the top of the bed that was coming.
I assumed a hand axe was just going to be soaring through the air in my general direction. So I hit the deck.
Yeah. All right, we dump him. Hit the deck. Milo, look out.
I look out.
Milo looks over like, what am I looking for?
What's over there?
Hand axe right to the forehead. But I don't throw him this time because I know we're not in our dorm. So I go shatter the window.
You turn and throw the opposite direction.
No, I don't throw it. I just go knock the window out with my hand.
He just uses his butt.
Hey.
Go Renfro the window.
Hey, Renfro the window.
Don't make that a thing.
Pins, beans, and Renfro and windows.
You're pulling more than Ben into that one.
As Dixon knocks out the window with his hand axe, Headmaster Sareem knocks on the doorframe of your dorm room and says, "Gentlemen, I believe that you are excited for tomorrow's match?"
Just a second.
Was there a chair in the room?
Yes, right under the window.
Okay, I grab that and slam it against the door.
1 minute.
We're not decent.
To close it or just to break the chair?
Yes.
Well, he just knocked on the door. He didn't open it, I hope.
No, the door was open. He just knocked on the door frame like, knock, knock, who's here?
They're going to look directly at him and be like, we're naked in here, and close the door.
We're naked. Slam. Clearly all in pajamas and whatever else.
Okay, so you slam the door shut with the chair, and as the door gets slammed shut, you just see the headmaster's face in utter shock, and he doesn't know what the hell to say or do.
Got him.
And then the door slams.
All right. Is everybody ready for the day? Anybody?
Yeah, we're good.
We're not naked now.
All right, cool. I open the door. Hey, Headmaster.
I was going to say I'm sure that you're all excited for tomorrow's match, but that does not give you license to smash our things. So I will forgive today and have somebody come mend your items, but I hope that you will respect our property while you are here the rest of your time.
Well, that's what I was going to talk to you about, because that was broken when we got here.
You see, there's this professor back in our own university. He's known for this type of thing.
You know, when we got here, I believe you said something along the lines of, make yourself at home, right?
I did not realize that this is how you treat your home.
No, again,
we don't.
Again, somebody, as Dixon Sider had said, that chair was broken. And as far as if you're referencing the fact that the beds haven't been made yet, I understand. We'll pull the sheets back over them. Dad, pick up the beds.
Hoist!
I will forgive this morning's antics and have somebody mend it all. Just please, in the future, respect it. And do not damage our things, because I should clarify that, since your respect does not seem to include not damaging things. Perhaps the way you respect them is by damaging them, but that makes no sense. To me, anyways. Anywho, I came here to escort you to breakfast, and to also propose something to you on the way.
Oh, this is so sudden.
Is this dude Canadian?
No, I'm Danikeshian.
Canadian? Are you Canadian?
Danicadian.
Them damn Canadians.
The Canadians.
You know them Canadian Molsons?
I'm sorry it came out that way.
If you gentlemen would follow me.
Okay.
Of course. Dad, can't wait till we damage their students.
As long as it is on the Pyrocross field, yes, you may do all the damage you want. Because as you very well know, there is a magical force field around the Pyrocross field that prevents people from serious injury or property from serious damage. Which makes it very exciting, yes?
Yes.
Ah, yes. See, Milo, you're quite the connoisseur.
Well, you see, I actually don't want to be playing this. I'm usually mistaken for the ball. What?
Oh, you don't have to tell the other school that.
Oh, you don't want to be playing.
No, Milo just says
This is the headmaster. He has to be impartial.
He's the master of head.
I try to be impartial, but it is, after all, my school, and we lost out on the championship last year because of your school, so...
Well,
Sucks to suck.
Either way, I do have an eye for cheaters.
Then I shall have to be crafty. Wait, did I say that out loud? Woohoo. Anywho.
How dare you disrespect the sport of Pyrocross?
Come now, Thad. All in good fun. All in good fun.
Plankton cheat.
I draw my... No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to cast a 4th level spell.
Are you actually?
No, actually. It looks like all my high level spells are just to help out my teammates.
Aw.
Ooh, but I can cast a 5th level spell. And just smite him.
Well, anywho, as you guys are walking and joking back and forth, you once again pass through some of the hallways through the dormitories, and you realize that the layout of the university is a 3-storied building, and most of the doors to the various dormitories and classrooms all open out onto an exterior arcade, which means that it's a covered pathway that is exposed to the elements. You can see the city, and as you take turns, you sometimes see the back end of the university where you can see the Pyrocross field, and it's all rendered in tile work for the floor and large arching sandstone columns to form the arcade. You're smack dab in the middle of a city, and there's noise filtering up to you of people calling their wares and people going about their day. It's very different from the Arcshine, which is, of course, just a giant stone tower and lots of greenery. As you descend towards the first floor, Headmaster Sareem says, "About the proposal that I wanted to talk to you about. I understand that you are here to play your game and then eventually go home, but if you do wish to access any of our study materials, please let me know. I understand that studies are, of course, very important to you, and I don't want to keep you from being able to prepare for your upcoming exams. As far as I know, I believe that you have a big final at the end of this year, and you also have a midterm coming up in just a week or two. At least that's what... Oh, yes, that's what Coach Rolta was telling me."
Oh, boy.
Milo, have you not known about the midterm? We're only 7 days into school, and you don't know that we're already about at the midterm?
Come now. We're 2 weeks into the semester.
Christ.
My bad. Time flies. But Milo, you really didn't know about this?
I've been so distracted lately, I have not been doing my studies.
Milo. I get it.
Then, of course, if you want access to our materials, feel free to ask around. But also, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about was that I was approached today by one of the school's benefactors, a Mr. Basilius Augustus. I don't know if you have heard of him.
Have we heard of him?
I take it by that response that you have not.
I mean, I'm asking Paul Camper. Would we have had reasons to have heard of him? Is he just like a known person?
I love when Paul does that. We clearly ask him something on a game, and he takes it as if we're in-game asking it.
The in-game.
Thad, you can roll... Oh, okay, let me put it this way. Who wants to try and bring up the name from their memory?
I guess Thad would, since...
Okay, you have disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
I guess it would also make sense that Manfred would.
Okay, Manny can roll normally, and it will be a history check.
Disadvantage? It's because I'm stupid.
It's because I'm a turtle, isn't it?
Oof. Them's not some big boy numbers.
Apparently so.
7.
Why?
17.
23.
Okay. Thad, you have specifically stated every time that I have asked about studying if you were going to study, you said no. Which is why I gave you disadvantage.
Oof. Finally came back to bite me.
Yes. Manny, you vaguely remember that this name is somebody that has been involved in magical research, specifically around artificing.
The art of fisting.
Nice.
Cool. And what did you say his name was?
Basilius Augustus.
Okay. All right. Now back up. What did Guy say in the first place? He just said he just mentioned the name, or we could just take it a step back.
Yeah, he said, "Do you know him?"
Yeah. I've heard of him before. What of it?
Well, he approached me this morning, and he has specifically asked to meet the team of the Arcshine Pyrocross team.
That's it's interesting. Is he a fan, or I guess was there like another reason that he may have mentioned?
He did not specify why he wanted to meet with you, but he is a very large donor of many research projects here at Daunt, and we try to accommodate him when the requests are reasonable.
That's fine. Yeah, I guess it sounds like there's a chance he's a fan. Dad, we could get new sponsors.
Woo!
Maybe. Probably not, because it sounds like he already sponsors our opponents, but...
Boo, that's why we have to crush them. And
Anyways.
he'll see we're superior. We're the superior team.
He is not a supporter or donor of the Daunt Pyrocross team. He is a supporter of artificing research, and Danikesh has a very large cohort specifically with artificing.
So he's available, is all I took away from that.
Sounds like he has money, and he wants to meet us. So, yeah, I guess I don't see a reason why we can't meet up with him. It could be good. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Then I will bring him by... should I bring him by the practice field later today, or would you like to meet him before the game, after the game?
We could talk with him before. It doesn't have to be like right before the game, so with the game being tomorrow, it's fine if we meet up with him today for a little bit. Maybe right at the end of practice.
Okay, wonderful. I will bring him by. As he leads you left out of the current arcade that you're walking and into a large cafeteria room that has brown and white tiles on the floor and just a very wide open space with a bunch of students milling around getting their food. He says, I will be sure to bring him by later today, and if you need anything for your studies while you're here, feel free to ask. Have a good day. And he leaves.
All right. Do you guys think that their library would have more books on, like, different books than ours has, or, like, they have magical desks with different resources than our magical desks have for looking into the stuff about that one area at Morinbell?
Probably. I don't think every library has the same books.
Do you think it'd be worth it to try to seek it out to see if they have different information about Morinbell? Or just so you guys know, the Augustus that he mentioned is, a big researcher for kind of like magical stuff, as well as just artificing in general. So I wonder if he himself would have any information, which makes it kind of odd. Like, I wonder why he would want to meet with us, but he might have information about Morinbell, or we could ask him about his thoughts on the stuff that's been going on at our school. I mean, there's a chance he knows about this.
Well, why don't we just go and focus on the game today, and then when we talk to him, we can ask and see what he knows. If he doesn't know a lot, then we can check out the library and stuff before we go back to our school.
Milo, that was the most sound thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
What?
There.
He said sound comes out of your mouth.
You did good, Milo, and I offer you a knuck.
I gotta knock him.
Gotta
knock back.
Manny, Thad, Milo, Dixon. I said 5 minutes. It's been 7. Get your asses over here. And Coach Rolta is waving you down from a table to your right, and she literally has the entire table covered with eggs, waffles, bacon, sausage, fruit, yogurt. Who wants to add other breakfast things? French toast.
Canadian bacon.
Canadian bacon.
Canadian.
Ham.
You illiterate.
Biscuits.
Biscuits, orange juice, gravy, buttered toast,
What kind of bread?
Butter toast.
white, wheat, rye, pumpernickel.
Banana.
Sourdough.
Yeah, all of that just heaped on the table. She's like, sit your asses down. We gotta talk strategy.
Thad sits down at one end of the table and just starts shoveling food into his mouth like a cartoon.
I start shoveling food into my pocket for later.
You got issues, don't you? Shoveling shit into your pocket. What if it gets lost?
No, I can get whatever I need.
You know, like the cartoons where they put a whole ham inside their mouth?
That's not a cartoon. That happens.
I unhinge my jaw and I set it down on the table and literally just scooping into my mouth. Plate and everything.
Yeah, do you need help with that?
I like to think of it more as an actual turtle for how you
That's
eat. You just like
questionable.
slowly nip at it a little at a time.
Sorry, Coach.
Gonna be here a while.
We're all just... Sorry, Coach. Their headmaster was holding us up a little bit. Couldn't stop talking.
Headmaster, Schmedmaster. Well, actually, no.
Schmegmaster?
I respect the fact that you gave him the time of day. I respect it. But now you're here, you keep shoveling that food in and you listen. Now, we gotta talk about your team that you're facing off against tomorrow. All right?
I pull out all of the information I have on their team that I got from the desk.
What's that?
This is all the information on their team.
Well, and she sits back and strokes her chin. And reminder, Coach Rolta is a tiefling, just big, burly, like ripped off sleeves. She's wearing 3/4 trainers, and she just leans back and goes, "All right, Milo. I thought you were quick on the field yesterday, but you're doing research too? Manny, Thad, where have you been hiding this son of a bitch?"
Coach, to be real honest, we didn't know he existed until about 2 weeks ago. And, I guess he's been hiding in our room. But he can hide in many places. He's small.
We can use that to our advantage tomorrow. All right, so let's see the roster. Let's see the roster that you got there.
Yeah, no, I hand it over. Go at it.
Okay, so she starts going down the list and she says, All right, so this is last year's roster, which, proud of you for having it. But we gotta nix off a couple of these people. Fen and Hen are still on the team. They're the twins, and they're deadly.
The deadly hen.
The deadly Fen and Hen. Well, we would have played them last year, right?
Right, so we're gonna go over that. But you got two teammates that haven't seen any of these people before. So Fen and Hen are still on the team. They're still starters. Darna has moved up from a bench player to starter. And then we got one newbie. And that's Rune Brickman. He's a quick little dude. Dwarf Ranger.
Gotcha. Well, that's good to know. Do we have any information on Rune Brickman or Darna, did you say it was?
Right, yeah, Darna. So Darna...
Do we know, like, their play style, like, weaknesses, strengths, anything?
Well, now, remember, the only people that we've seen so far are Fen and Hen, so I can talk about them. But Darna, what I know about her is she's a half-elf sorcerer. She likes to kind of play the field, and she's going to be more of a support and damage sort of player, from what I remember from last year, the couple practices that I managed to scout. And then for Rune, not a whole lot about him except that I know that he really showed up at tryouts. Ranger, he's got that distanced shot. He's also mad wicked on the pitch, so we're gonna have to watch out for him.
Gotcha. And then, well, yeah, we know quite a bit about Fen and Hen. So...
Oh yeah, Fen and Hen Pharaoh, the fraternal twins. They're dragonborn, and one is a fighter, that one's Fen, we know that. And then we've also got Hen, who's a cleric of the Grave Domain. Well, Fen's gonna be out there beating skulls left and right. Probably gonna be their batter, too. And then, just like you, Thad. And then we've got Hen, who's gonna be out there slinging shots and trying to affect whether or not you can actually hit home. Gonna be affecting your abilities, playing with your mind.
Slinging shots and laying eggs.
Laying eggs?
Yeah, they're gonna put up a goose egg. Hen egg.
The only one who put up a goose egg here is you, Manny.
Oof.
Yeah.
Coach. Wait,
Fucking shit on.
who won the championship last year?
Come on, Manny. Remember, use your elephant brain.
An elephant never forgets. But my goodness.
It was Sparta.
Oh, the Spartans. That's right. Anyways. All right, Coach, but what do we have drawn up to counter Fen and Hen this year?
I mean, you guys know your abilities better than I do, but my thinking was we have Thad as batter, like normal. We use Dixon as our pitcher, just like we practiced. And then we put Manny and Milo out in the field. Manny, you've got some distance on your shots, and you should probably be somewhere where you're out of range of the others, but you can still hammer home easy enough. And then Milo, don't really know. Are you more of a support character, or can you do stuff from far away?
I don't think I can do anything too far away. I'd say more of a
Okay,
support.
so then you should probably stay close to Milo, right?
I am Milo.
I mean, Manny.
Stay close to yourself. Really know yourself.
Just meditating in the field.
Just kind of stay close to one of the others and boost whatever they're trying to do.
Okay. I can boost everybody at once if we're all close enough.
That's hot.
Booyah.
Oh, God.
Hoorah.
All right, well, that sounds like a great plan. Now, you got the day. If you want to practice some more, we can practice some more. If you want to do something else and get, studying in, because you do have a midterm coming up, go ahead, you can do that, I guess.
Coach, I'll stop you right there. You know the reason we came all the way to Danikish was not to study.
Manny, you make it really easy for me to want to like you. I just can't get over the fucking fumble.
Coach,
He needs his confidence. What are you doing? It's already a thin. It's threadbare as it is.
ask that.
Didn't I just say that he makes it really easy for me to like him?
Want to like him?
Yeah, want to. Coach, ask that how many nights I've woken up in a cold sweat recently. I think about the
All of
fumble
them.
all the time. Having nightmares. It's not going to happen again.
Been 3 nights. 3.
All right, then. I guess let's get some more practice in.
Been working on my trunk strength to better grip the ball, as well as that. Well, I mean, yeah, just we'll be all right.
Okay, so you guys finish up your breakfast, you head out to the practice field, and we're not going to go through the rigmarole of actually rolling and interacting with each other. I'm just going to touch on some of the mechanics of Pyrocross so that when you get to the game, you're ready to play. So remember, the game begins each round by a pitcher throwing to a batter. If the pitcher wins the contested check, then it's a point for the pitching team. If the batter wins, then it gets put into play. For every 4 that you meet or beat the contested check, you get to send the ball an extra 20 yards. And if there is somebody at one of those distances, one of your teammates, then you can just pick one of your teammates to send it to, and they automatically catch it, and you start from there. With your initiative roll, you guys are going to try and affect each other with actual mechanics or with skill checks. And because of the shape of the field, remember I said that every 20 yards, it dips down another tier. That gives you the ability to then say, oh, I want to use a skill check to leap off this level of the field onto the next level, or jump up or climb up to the next level. So that just gives you the ability to use a different mechanic if you don't want to be like, oh, I hit this player again. Because when you succeed against your opponent, the next round, that opponent that you succeeded against has disadvantage on their check. And it's the same for you. If you get hit by one of the opponents, then you will have disadvantage the next turn.
Question.
Yes,
It's just for the next turn?
just for the next turn.
Oh, okay. Is it treated as like a condition that can be neutralized, or is it just how it works?
We can treat it as if you have a spell that you can get rid of a condition, then yeah, you could get rid of a condition on somebody.
Okay.
Get rid of the disadvantaged condition. I think that's only fair. And then during practice last episode, you guys said, I think it was Milo said, I run 25 feet forward. Now, technically, based on the way that I wrote the Pyrocross rules, depending on the number of successes, that will determine exactly how far you move forward. So I think we're going to try that for now. And movement is more just kind of like figuring out whether or not somebody is within range. You, as a person, are moving, but the ball only gets moved forward X number of feet
Per success.
per the rules of the game. Yeah. And each success equals 10 yards or 10 feet forward.
So it's just like our old skill check things, like our old...
Yes, yeah. It's like an adapted skill check to get the ball forward. If the opponent gets successes against you, then they neutralize. So if you have 4 successes, they have 4 successes, then the ball doesn't move anywhere. And then once you get within 30 yards of the scoring ring, or 30 feet, then you can start making an attempt on the ring to score.
Excellent.
Okay. So, is there anything else that you want to review about Pyrocross before we finish up practice?
During practice, Thad would like to get in his pregame workout routine, which is 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 pull-ups, and 1 sit-up. And each of those takes the same amount of time.
Marvelous. All right. Well then, Thad, right as you are finishing up your pregame workout, you see Headmaster Sareem coming up with another gentleman who is tall, quite tall actually. And he's not muscular, but he is lean in the sort of way that says that he keeps himself active, but he doesn't actively try to enhance his physique. He's a little bit paler, he's a human, and he has brilliant blue eyes and shaggy brown hair. As the two of them step forward, Headmaster Sareem says, gentlemen, I just wanted to introduce you very quickly to Basilius Augustus, whom I told you about earlier this morning. He wanted to have a word with you, if that is okay.
Yeah, how's it going, Mr. Augustus? And I hold out the good old knuck.
He knucks you back and says, don't worry about that. I'm not Danikeshian, but I appreciate the gesture.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Anyway, so, yeah, good to meet you. What can we do you for?
I heard about the Arcshine team that was coming down here. Actually, my assistant, she made sure to inform me, and when I heard about it, I came down first thing this morning to see kind of what the cat dragged in, since you're apparently a mismatched, put-together team.
I wouldn't say that.
Don't take offense to that. I'm genuinely interested. I heard that some terrible things were happening up there, and if you guys managed to put together a team ready to take on Danikesh, then you must be something special.
Thanks for special.
We're special.
Yeah, no, we're,
Some of us are more special than others.
we're, not now, Dixon. We're real excited to see how it all comes together tomorrow.
As am I. There's many a thing that my assistant told me about. I'm very interested to see how the game plays out.
Yeah, who's your assistant?
Oh, I'm sure you've never heard of her.
No, I just didn't know if it was,
Her?
it seems like she might be a fan, of the sport, or, I just didn't know if she had any relation, her tiebacks to the Arcshine.
Well, she is a fan of the sport at that. And she certainly has heard of Manny and Thad, how you took the team all the way to the finals last year.
Yeah, and the fumble. Yeah, trust me, I know. Don't need that reminder. Cool. It's really great to meet you. Hopefully we can put on a good show tomorrow. I know from what I know of you, you do a lot of good work and research here. Which, if you weren't from Danikesh, I'd love to, hear about some of your research and everything. I mean,
Well, now, like I said, I'm not from Danikesh. I just happen to be living here and working closely with Daunt University. But my research is in artificing. I'm very interested in how magic works and how Moore and Bell might have been onto something back in the day in order to do the things that they did, and maybe it could help us fix the weave that was broken after the Revengers took out all the gods.
yeah, those sons of bitches.
The who?
The Revengers.
Never heard of her.
No, I'll have to tell you the story. Maybe Maybe I'll tell you the story before bed later tonight. Who knows?
Man, he tells us all bedtime stories of just tales of the Revengers. It's like a little children's storybook and everything.
Yeah.
Pop-up pictures, coloring sections.
Oh man, there's absolutely a pop-up book of
Yeah, I knew that your research lies within artificing. I'm actually the ivory alchemist. No, I'm actually one of the artificing students at the Arcshine, and I try to do some of my own research myself, but I know that you brought up Mournbell. I actually recently was reading about that, and it's really interesting. I'd be curious maybe one day to hear about what you're looking into, because it was such a strange place, it seems.
Ah, so you have looked into Mournbell.
I've just it was we had some free time for studying, and I came across it, and I read a little bit about it, and just it seemed really interesting, but I don't really know too much about it other than what was in the book.
Like I said, I'm interested to see what happens tomorrow. And I appreciate you for agreeing to meet me today. But I will let you get some sleep, because I'm sure you're going to need it.
Why does he say it like that?
Gonna come break our other chair.
No, I wanted to do something, but this is a classic. I don't think I'd be able to do it right now. Unfortunately. If anybody cares. This is Paul. Let me be clear. This is outside of game right now, because you've been on one of those kicks tonight where everything we say is in game.
Don't you blame Paul.
No, just some nights he's more willing to pull that on us than others. I was gonna say, him mentioning Mournbell definitely is like, oh, he's somebody actively researching and looking into Mournbell. Be good to know. And I was going to use like a magical tinkering thing to like record a message and then like send it with him, so like when he's looking at it later on, like he gets a message. It's pretty much like a secret, like, hey, like we'd really like to talk with you about this because of things going on, but I don't know if we can trust it. But the issue is I wouldn't be able to record a message, just like touch an object, bring it up to my mouth, whisper something, and be like, here you go.
Isn't he the only person standing in front of us right now?
No, I
So you can just
I
tell
think the
him.
headmaster is with him too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, because he escorted him up. I don't think he just like walked away.
You're
Or
going to have me sneak a note into his pocket.
Or you just have him sneak into his pocket.
yeah, but what are you gonna do? Pull out a like fucking ink and everything and start writing a note and just be like, just stuff it into his pocket real quick?
No, he's gonna pull out 3 plates of scrambled eggs. And then he's gonna pull out a note.
Yeah.
I don't know when we'd have time to like write it in this conversation, but
I can stand behind you.
regardless, it was a past idea.
It's a good point. It's a really good fucking point.
That's what I was looking to do, but I don't think logistically it's gonna work. So,
Not with that attitude.
I don't even know if it's the right move here, guys. We just know this is somebody actively researching Mournbell, which is cool.
That's rad.
Yeah, rad. All right. What was the last thing you said?
Wine.
You're going to need the sleep.
The gods know it. Yeah. You know what? Maybe, I know we're not due back to school for still a couple of days, and with teleportation being so quick,
You get it.
maybe after the game we could get together and talk a little bit more about your research. I'm very curious and interested.
I'm interested as well. I'll be in touch, boys.
Great.
And he gives a 2-finger touch to his temple, and then kind of salutes you, and nods to the headmaster and walks away.
He didn't knuck the headmaster? That's fucking bold. All right, cool. Well, thanks, Mr. Headmaster, sir.
Of course, boys. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early for the game.
Fantastic.
Good morning, good evening, and good day to everyone listening. I didn't know which salutation would suit best, so might as well cover them all. I am your DM, Paul, and I'm back with some actual updates on this midroll. We are continuing to once again release our campaign on the regular bi-weekly schedule after our brief slowdown in April and May. But we've also been posting some additional new content on Patreon. That's aside from the regular bloopers and recaps and pre-show recordings. We've got new stuff on patreon.com/deathsavingbros. For example, did you know that Arcshine episode 25 actually had a first attempt at recording? We thought that we'd lost the original audio, but as it turns out, we did not lose any audio. We just wound up with 2 takes. So what did we do? We did a quick sound check edit and released take number 1 as an extra episode to our patrons. In that version, you can hear exactly what it sounds like in the quote studio during our sessions, because all of the grunts and giggles are still left in the recording, and all of the pauses that I have. And while we're on the subject of Patreon, though we already announced to our current patrons what the next exclusive backer merchandise will be, I'm now here to share the announcement with all of you. We are in the process of finalizing designs for backpacks embroidered with the Arcshine school crest. I am super excited about this one. I think it's going to look really good. And although I would normally point out at this point that this merchandise is only available to those who were backers at the $25 tier or higher for at least 3 months, I'm not going to say that today. Like I said, I'm pretty excited about these backpacks, and I know some of our listeners will probably be bummed if they didn't jump on the Patreon train sooner. So this time around, I'm announcing that for a limited time, we will make the exclusive Death Saving Bros supporter merchandise available for a one-time contribution through Patreon. That means that you won't have to commit to long-term support. You'll just buy the specialty backpack as if it were a regular online shop, and it will be priced accordingly to match our current patrons. We just want to be able to make this available. It's a cool item, and we want to make sure anybody that wants it can get their hands on it. We'll be sure to remind you in the coming episode or 2 about when it launches, but keep your eyes on patreon.com/deathsavingbros, because the backpacks aren't going to be there forever. All the same, we can't wait for you to have a chance to get them. And as always, whenever I mention Patreon, I can't move on without first thanking our current patrons. Those patrons who have joined our Patreon at the $5 tier get a shout out at the end of the show, but the following individuals have pledged to support us financially at the $10 tier or higher, so they get their supporter shout out right now. Ryan Cushman, Gene L. Jackson, and Gavin Knox. Thank you all for your continued support. And with that, I'll wrap up this midroll. You'll hear from me again with episode 27, but until then, stay in touch and keep up to date by following us on social media at Death Saving Bros. Oh, and by the way, we are on Blue Sky, so check us out there. Without further ado, we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. All right, so they leave. Coach Rolta wraps up practice for you guys, and is there anything else that you want to do before you go to bed?
Get more surges.
Hit up the library for a magical desk.
Oh, I got one of those.
One of their magical desks.
Okay, so you ask Coach Rolta or Headmaster Sareem where you could get more surges, and they said, well, you would have to go to their version of the WAC, which is just the, they call it the cafeteria. Just everything is there in the cafeteria. And the library is, if you go past the cafeteria, the big winding staircase past that is how you get to the library. So you head to the cafeteria, and there is somebody manning the desk, and it's a little gnome that pops up and says, "Oh, hello. How can I help you today?"
Hi! I just would like a couple surges, because we're going to be trying to play the Pyrocross game.
Oh, well now, I can't just give those to you. What level surge would you like? And I can tell you the price.
I would like a level 2.
A level 2 surge. Well, that would be 2,000 gold pieces.
No.
We're a little short.
How much is it for a level 4 surge?
Level 4 surge would be 8,000 gold pieces. It's exponential.
Milo, you're the bank, right? How much money do we have?
Just, it's basically a blank check, because my inventory got deleted.
Oh,
Remember last episode? I don't have that information.
Milo. And I whisper this where the gnome cannot hear it.
Thank you for specifying.
Milo, the check would take a little bit to bounce, right? Maybe we just write a fake check, get the items. The check's gonna bounce, but by that time we've used it in the game, and we're already on our way home.
Oh, yeah, it's not like we don't go back to school and they don't know where we are.
We're students. What are they gonna do
Is
to
that
us?
what the prices are, though, even if we turn them back in after the game?
Yes, of course, because you're still buying it.
No, we're renting it. It comes back to you.
What is your return policy for a full refund?
Just beat to fucking shit. I want to bring this back.
It was like, this is what I got it.
You have 7 days to return the bot surge as long as it is in working condition.
Working condition, you say? Oh, Milo, I think we got you. You got the money, right? Working condition. You'll, as long as we don't break it, we'll get our money back. Go for a level 5 surge at that point. You know what? Max that shit out.
I'd like to max out my credit card.
We do not do credit here.
Milo, come on. I know you got gold.
I bust out my gold.
A level 5 is only 10,000. We can get a couple of those.
How much money do you think I have?
I don't remember how much you have, but I'm pretty sure you at most have 500.
At least 500,000 gold.
Oh, so I can't buy any of them.
Milo, what the hell, dude? I thought you had lots of money.
He's a druid. He frolics around in the woods.
I don't know where you thought this from.
Because we gave you all of our money to hold because you had pockets.
And he lost it in his pockets.
Buried in the scrambled eggs.
It's gone forever.
The next time he eats a plate of scrambled eggs, sometimes he just gets shards of gold.
Fine dining. All right, well, my part of the adventure cave. Let's go to the library.
All right, Mr. Gnome, sir. Sorry, I guess that's kind of racist, too, to just call somebody Mr. by their race, then.
Well, I am a gnome. So, if you want to call me by my name, though, it's Silas.
Yeah, but do you feel it's racist at all if I call you Mr. Gnome just because you're a gnome? Like Mr. Gnome, sir?
If you keep calling me that after I tell you that my name is Silas, yes. It's just rude.
How about Mr. Silas the gnome, sir?
Well, that's fair, because I haven't told you my last name.
What's your last name?
The gnome, sir.
Wow.
Actually, it's the surnome.
So it's Mr. Silas the surnome, the gnome, sir.
The surnome is my surname.
Name and title, yeah.
Name and surname is Silas Surname.
Good day. And I walk away.
I said good day.
My brain was about to have a fucking aneurysm.
Okay. So you guys head down the hall, up the winding staircase, and you enter into a Beauty and the Beast style library. It is 3 floors of books, floor to ceiling shelving with giant ladders. There are balconies that wrap up and around, and there is low lighting because most people have started going to bed at this hour. But there are a few students still milling about at some of the study tables.
Is there a way to look up specific things, like some sort of magical card catalog?
Like some sort of Dewey Decimal System.
Like a magical desk that we have.
If this school doesn't even have magical desks, ha, laughable.
What a backwaters piece of shit.
There is a filing cabinet, which is old style, like apothecary, little wooden drawers all along the wall to your right.
All right. Thad would like to look for books on Danikeshian pyrocross theory to see what kind of techniques they might be trying to use.
Okay. Give me an investigation check on that one.
It's going to be a +0. That is a 9.
Do it with advantage.
Woo! Yay! That's a nat 20.
All right. You find your pyrocross theory for Danikesh, and I'm going to give you inspiration for tomorrow's match.
Oh, yeah. Also, while I'm here, I would like to search for a Danikeshian edition of Play Turtle.
Play turtle. Just a bunch of sexy turtles.
Hell yeah.
Look at her pattern on that shell.
All right, go ahead and roll investigation for me.
Yes. Use your inspiration now. I know it was given to you for the game.
17. Should I try to roll higher? It's for the articles, I swear.
It's up to you if you want to use the inspiration I just gave you.
Let's see. Will 17 be high enough to get what I want?
I mean, considering it probably doesn't exist, and you're going to get a no regardless, you probably need a natural 20.
So I'll stick with the 17 and pray to Helaros that I find it.
You get directed to the Play Turtle collection.
Yes! All right. Collection, you say?
Yes.
I check all of them out.
Okay, when you get them checked out, you realize that, like, the articles have been cut out and just pasted into a scrapbook, essentially, so it is literally only the articles.
This is bullshit.
I thought it was going to be
This is literally... What year is it supposed to be?
You have...
I mean, like, what year is it, like, right now?
I don't know if I ever established a year. Hold on. I did establish a year in one of the lore things that I wrote.
It's just the text. That means somebody somewhere has just the pictures, though.
This is unacceptable.
There's the other turtle on campus.
This is literally 1984. The censorship. It's outrageous.
20 years of
unacceptable.
Text.
I put him back.
Sorry, Thad. I was looking forward to it, too. Never mind. I'm gonna cut that one right now before that gets weird.
Okay, so who else wants to look for things in the library?
I would.
I'm absolutely disgusted with these assholes.
I, Manfred McQuaid, just want to look up and see if there's actually been any papers or research or anything published by this Augustus dude to see if, like, he has any, like, finished work out there that I could possibly skim through and read to see kind of what he has and just get to know more about his work and research.
There is nothing under his name.
That's weird.
Then I would like to look up Morinbell next to see if there's anything outside of the rise and desolation of the wizarding community Morinbell to see if there is any more books or articles on it.
Yes. Give me an investigation check.
That is a natural 20.
Okay. So you wind up finding materials that do describe some expeditions that have been funded through Daunt to go to Morinbell and kind of take samples and do some research along the edges of Morinbell. The papers state that the area was too unstable to venture further into. However, they do believe that there is some evidence that the weave can be stabilized and that magic can be more uniformly applied pending further research.
And since you rolled a 20, also between the pages you find a stack of pictures that look like they've been cut out of a turtle-related magazine.
I have no idea what they're doing in these images, but I think Thad would like this.
Sure, you find
No
one
way.
image of a turtle in a swimsuit.
Yes. I pocket it.
Betrayed.
Dear God.
I mean, this is ridiculous, right?
Which part of it?
I don't know. The past 6 years.
Okay. Is anybody else looking up anything else?
I'm sure there is a lot of opportunity.
Come on, Kender porn.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sure there's a lot of opportunity here for things we can look up, but I don't think my brain capacity can come up with any decent ideas after having all of this just waterboarded into my face.
All right, Dixon, what kind of Dragonborn stuff are you into?
As you guys are sitting there discussing what else you might be able to find in the Danakeshian library, you hear some talking coming out of, I think, Dixon's pocket?
Yeah, you have the sending stone for Leon.
Oh,
No, it's for Donnie.
Donnie Darko.
Okay, I reach into my pocket and I pull out the talking device.
Hello? Hello? Is anybody there? Is anybody there? Dixon, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Jesus, did you guys, forget about me or something?
It's been like a day.
guys,
Come on, my guy.
we're his first.
We are not at the campus right now. It's been a hell of a time.
You left the campus? You told me to sit still and that you would go investigate what the hell was happening at the hospital the other day, and then you never came back and told me what had happened.
Because we got teleported off the campus. We're still investigating, but now we're just using another library to do it. What can I do for you?
I just saw Professor Kane trying to break into Dean Livia's office.
Trying, or he did?
Trying.
What stopped him?
Well, I saw him walk up to the door. He went to pull out some lockpicks or something, and then he put his ear against the door and then just walked away.
Interesting. How close were you?
Well, I watched from the end of the hall, and then he scurried off, and then I went and listened at Dean Livia's door.
What did you hear?
Well, if you're not going to share with me, why would I share with you?
I was just teleported to another campus, and I'm in here in the library with these two nutsacks. They're looking up Playboys, and we're trying to find shit to figure this out. So, you've been in one room. I've been teleported across the goddamn continent. That's what I'm doing for you.
Oh. Well, that's nice. You're doing all this for me?
Yes.
Among other things, yes.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you what I heard then. I heard Dean Livia say that you guys were gone, which is why I called you. I heard her say that if they're going to do anything, they have to do it now. And that's about all I heard.
You know who she was talking to?
No, it was muffled, but it was a female voice. Really scratchy sounding.
Add it to the board. Female voice, scratchy sounding, smash or pass.
Coach Rolta?
Scratchy female voice. Do I remember that voice? Like, he said a scratchy female voice. Do I remember that to be one of the, Mabel or Margaret?
I mean, you haven't heard the voice that he heard, but yes, Mabel and Margaret also had a scratchy female voice. Really harsh, gravelly, screechy voice.
Right. Yeah, I'm not going for specifics, just if I remember that one of them did have, a distinctively scratchy voice.
The description would apply, but it would also apply in the same way that someone who smokes would have a scratchy voice.
Coach Rolta?
Sure.
Yeah, Coach Rolta could have a scratchy voice.
Okay.
Yeah, and this, just happened.
Awesome. So, what I'm going to need you to do is keep an eye on that office, and if anybody comes out of there that you don't recognize, let us know. We have to finish looking for answers. We should be back by end of day tomorrow.
Roger. Sounds like a plan.
If anything starts blowing up, tell us sooner.
Okay, Will do.
And let us know if you see Fackham trying to break into the office again. All right.
Okay, over and out.
Yep. And I tucked the rock away. Did everyone hear that, or did just I hear that?
We'll say everybody heard it since Thad chimed in a couple times.
Damn. I was going to say nothing happened.
You put that shit on speakerphone.
Speaker rock.
Speaker rock. Speaker stone. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I'm going to guess that's one of the people from the bar. Guessing it's Mabel or Margaret. Or one of the other shapeshifters.
Unfortunately, that pushes Livia more towards the pass end of the spectrum now.
Yeah. She could just be a shapeshifter.
Livia, altogether?
Yep.
So does this mean that Fackham's telling the truth then?
Well, if you try to break into the office, he heard them inside, and he didn't break into the office, then yeah, probably.
Well, right, because he wouldn't have done anything, but, I mean, what Dean Livia said about the fact that we're off campus is why they need to move on whatever they're going to do. Like, I just trying to speculate what that could be. Is this something that we need to,
It's planning our surprise
abandon
party.
the Pyrocross game and go back to fix?
No.
That I know we don't want to
Shut
hear
it.
this. That,
I'm not even going to entertain this idea.
but what about the idea that teleportation's real, and we could be there
And be
for the rest of
back.
this evening and be back first thing in the morning?
You're not going to have a home field to go into if the whole school's blown up.
I mean, put it this way: if it can wait, that's ideal.
And
Like,
you're-
I don't know when Livia thinks we'll be back and everything else. So if it can wait, that way we can get a good night's sleep and, you know, make sure we're rested for the morning and stuff. That'd be great, because we do run the risk that if we go back tonight and something goes down that could prevent us from teleporting back in the morning, like, we would hate to start the season off with a forfeit.
But that wouldn't happen.
We got Donnie watching it. It's
and
fine.
your other teammates are still at the school. Your real teammates are still at the school and are in danger.
Fuck him. It's about the game here now.
There won't be any more games if your school blows up.
I mean,
and we get blamed for it.
Imagine fumbling the entire game.
Imagine fumbling the entire
can't do
season.
It. I can't do it. Well, let me just clarify. When is the school expecting us to be back?
After the game.
Like the night of, or like the day after?
I don't think they specified.
I just
But
don't know
after
how
the
long we
game.
got like this off-campus pass for, and like how long we were expected to be gone.
You are allowed to be off campus up to 2 days after the game itself, because you are on a different campus. There are opportunities for you to still study there, and in order to experience other cultures and get fresh information and stuff, it's a perk of being on the Pyrocross team.
Like the culture of our school exploding.
Well, it's a good thing that we have our after game tradition of partying for one entire day, so they won't expect us to be back for at least one extra day.
I mean, naturally, yeah, we usually, when we go off campus, take advantage of...
We rage.
We take advantage of the nightlife on these other campuses, as well as the libraries, you know?
Wink, wink.
Specifically the libraries.
Huh?
Specifically the libraries. And all the alone time that comes after them.
Right. Yeah.
Made it
Other
better.
schools have different collections of books
Books, yes.
that help us to be educated.
All real educated in the anatomy of your species.
We just sometimes like to look at books of other culture.
Wink, wink.
Is that right?
Manny better hope Thad never finds out about this hidden picture, because it's an even worse betrayal than being lied to about closing the deal. Thad might not recover from it.
Anywho, so you guys finish up in the library, you finish up your conversation with Donnie, and you head to bed. That night, Manny, you have nightmares again.
Son of a bitch.
This time, as you're trying to fall asleep, you have visions of the fumble from last year. And then Winona shows up and says, "You couldn't even hold on to the ball for me?" And you wake up in a cold sweat.
Oh. Oof. Wow. Wowie.
And that is where we're going to end this episode.
My goodness.
All right, well, I'll be honest, this one's on me. I totally misplanned the amount of information that I wanted to impart to you today before getting to the Pyrocross game. But next episode, we will be getting to the first Pyrocross match of the Arcshine, and we hope that you listeners and you players will be excited for that. If you enjoyed this episode and can't wait to get your hands on more, like I said at the beginning of this episode, we do have bloopers. We also have pre-show recordings. We have extra episodes, all available on Patreon at patreon.com/deathsavingbros. If you want to keep in touch with us, we are available on social media at deathsavingbros. I am personally at HP Camper.
You can find me at benfro15.
You can find me at ima_b_rad.
Can fuck off and follow the Reddit.
And you can find me on the PlayStation Network as FATT-Smith.
And to all those of you who are listening in your cars, in your homes, or wherever you may be, keep saving those death throws, and we'll see you on the next one. This episode was made possible by our patrons. The following individuals have pledged at the $5 tier. Tad Corsi. Thank you for your support. Some of the sounds and background music in this production are copyright material. The songs The Auction House, Lawless Worcester, Our Hakeem Wills at Palace, and Nata Paradigata are copyright Will Savino and the Music D20 Project. The song The Dangerous Doll Olivia is by Ivan Duke. These tracks are used with permission. All rights reserved. The songs Sneaky Adventure and Thinking Music are by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com. These tracks are licensed under Creative Commons Attribution License 3.0. All rights reserved.